3 weeks ago, I sat down to write an email I really did not want to write. 20 minutes later, I was alphabetizing space jars I've owned since the 80s. The email did not get written that day or the next. If you just laughed a little or winced a little, welcome. You are exactly who this video is for. I used to think that meant I was disorganized or lazy or just bad with hard conversations. Turns out, none of that was true. Something else was running the show, and it had been running it for a long time. I'm Mary Ellen. I run a community called Tools to Thrive Today for women somewhere in the middle of starting over. And if you're new here, welcome. You picked a good week to show up. For years, I thought all of this, the avoiding, the overcommitting, the never quite finishing, was a discipline problem. All I had to do was buy another planner, a better planner, try harder, just do the thing. It's not a discipline problem. It's a pattern. And once you can name your pattern, you can finally start to interrupt it instead of just living inside it. In my years as a therapist and in the years since in the community, I keep seeing the same 5 patterns. They look different on the outside. Underneath, they're doing the exact same job. The people pleaser says yes before she's even checked whether it's actually a yes. The perfectionist keeps a project almost ready so it never has to be judged as finished. The doubter runs every decision past 6 people before she'll trust her own read on it. The procrastinator finds an urgent pantry to organize instead of the one hard conversation she's been avoiding. Ask me how I know. And the overfunctioner handles everyone else's crisis so completely that she never has to sit still long enough to ask what she actually needs. Different costumes, same understudy. Every single one of them is protecting you from the chance of getting something wrong, being too much, or being found out. This is the part that surprised me the most. These patterns didn't start as flaws. They started as solutions. Somewhere along the way, agreeing kept the peace. Achieving kept you loved. Checking with everyone else kept you from a painful mistake. Staying busy kept a scarier feeling at bay. Being needed kept you from ever having to sit still with the quiet. The pattern worked. That's exactly why it's still here, doing a job you don't need it to do anymore. If this sounds like the anxious 3 a.m. spiral we talked about in an earlier post, you're not wrong. A lot of these patterns are anxiety wearing a productive-looking costume. But there is relief in all of this. You do not have to fix all 5 patterns this week, or all at the same time, or ever, honestly. Most of you watching will see yourselves in 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 of these, but not all 5. That's normal. That's not a diagnosis. It's just information. Over the next few weeks, we're going deep, one pair at a time. Next week, the people pleaser and her busier cousin, the overfunctioner. After that, the perfectionist, the doubter, and the procrastinator. 3 patterns all trace back to the same fear of being wrong. For now, all I'm asking is that you notice. This week, when one of these 5 shows up in a group text, in a to-do list, in a decision about your whole next chapter, just notice it. Noticing is not nothing. Noticing is the first version of choosing. I go a lot deeper into all 5 of these and where they actually come from in this week's post. I'll put the link right below. And if this is landing for you today, come find us at the Thrive Hive. There's a whole group of women in there naming their own patterns out loud. I'd love to know in the comments which one of the 5 felt the most like you. Save me a seat on the porch.